So, Dave, you in the gym outside of the fight is unheard of, really, but it's something that you're carrying on doing. Just how important is that in terms of you staying fit and not having the problems you used to have?
I think I can feel the difference. Like when I boxed Clark match, I've not been inconsistent for years. And then when I got back into Fisher, the first fight, and luckily I did well with the first fight with Fisher, which I shouldn't have really. I don't think Johnny Fisher is anywhere near as good as Fraser Clark, so it enabled me to perform, to have a competitive fight with him. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I was able to compete, even though I've been out of the ring for a long time again. So after the first Fisher fight, I got back in. I came back to the gym, but I think Joe was sparring maybe with Jack or something. So I came back over. I went on the bag and I had 10 rounds on it. Then I felt a bit half sharp and like my hands were in the right position. I'm a big hand positioning guy, mate. With my hands in, I know when I'm sharp, my hands in the right place. Sometimes, like my hands are here now. Whereas opposed to when I'm not doing much boxing, doing a bit of body sparring, fucking about, my hands will be here. And my hands are getting a bit iron that foot. I feel alright. But I'm staying in the gym, keep punching, keep running about with pat and stuff. And after a few weeks, I thought I'm going to have to stay in. So I stayed in. And it goes to the point where I started sparring. And I thought, I was weighing about 18, 12. I started sparring. And I thought, fuck me, John Fisher's got no chance to beat me. But I knew it from the first one. I ain't going to be able to improve enough. But the only way when I'd improved it, I was sharp. You know, my hands were in the right place. I was doing the right stuff. I was sparring for fuck me, John Fisher's no chance. So I ended up fucking the guy off. So I knew I'd knock him out, to be honest. So that's where we're at. And I'm back in the gym again now straight away. So I feel sharp, I feel good. I'm back boxing now. I'm back like as sharp as I was in 2019 boxing around, but with a lot more experience and a lot more know-how. So we're in a good position, really. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, I remember when you weighed in, I couldn't believe the weight you were. I was like, I didn't really know what to look into it. I thought, well, he's in good shape, but he's coming heavy. So what was that all about, mate, there?
I was super fit. I was good train ups. And all the training I was asked to do, I do. But I just knew I'd beat him. I wasn't, the diet went out the window when I started sparring. I just thought, I'm going to fucking flatten him. I knew what would happen, whether I was 18, 17 and a half or 19 and a half. So I just left him there. So I knew I'd beat him regardless.
Yeah. And in terms of how has life been since that win?
Oh, man, hectic. Really busy. I've got two kids, 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. And that in itself's hard, but I'm everywhere. Luckily, my missus is great with them. But I'm away all the time, but when I come home, I'm away all the time doing stuff, busy as anything. When I come home and then I don't sleep till they're in bed with me, I'll get in bed with me on the night time, do you know what I mean? And I don't get any sleep, so just walking dead with it, yeah. It's been hard to be honest, but it's good obviously, it's nice, been doing a lot of talk sport and doing all sorts of mad shit, really.
You've experienced pretty much everything in boxing, the good side of the game and the bad side, really. What have you kind of learned from your whole career? Because now, you know, you're flying high, but you've been right at the bottom as well.
I'm going to go back to the bottom at some point. Do you know what I mean? I'm ready for the bottom. I just want to go September, October, Sheffield Arena. I need to win that. But I think we've got Deontay Wilder. So, and he might knock me lower than the bottom. He might knock me to the next fucking weight. So, it's all about that. The biggest fight of my career is next. And you know, the opponent, it won't be bad, but it won't be a massive name. Just need to win that fight. If we win that fight, we've got generational wealth. It's only one generation and it's mine, but do you know what I mean? It's wealth for me. My kids have a great life. I just need to win that next one. I can't complain now. Life's good, but that next fight is so big for me. I'm going to one generational wealth. I might have to work for the next 5 years if I win the next one. So yeah, I'm in a great place really. But the next fight is massive. That's why I'm at now. I'm back training, sharp and on it. And to win that next one. I'm just obsessed with the next one.
Deontay Wilder, that's the fight that's been mentioned, is really starting to gain a bit now. What's your opinion on the current state of Deontay Wilder?
It's hard because he's only lost to Zhang Parker. Zhang Parker, you would say, a lot better than me. So, you know, he's probably still be a big favourite in most people's eyes, but he definitely has slipped a little bit. And with his age and stuff he's going to, he's had some more fights. And I think I'm better than I've ever been. But it's still a mad match, and But it's a big fight, though. You know, it's a big fight, and I never dreamt of boxing with Deontay Wilder, so yeah, I'm really grateful that we're not in a position where it's seemingly possible.
Do you know when you're in there with somebody who can punch like that? You've obviously demonstrated that you've got an incredible chin. Is it something that worries you? Maybe
I don't worry about power.
Yeah.
The one actually I don't worry about is power. I've never worried about it because I've never been on the canvas as a pro. 33 fights, I've boxed with really good fighters. I don't worry about power because they have to hit me first. And people always say, "Oh, look at your nose, you get hit all the time." I do get hit a lot, but I get hit here and here. And I don't get hit on the chin. I don't worry about it. I'm hard to hit. See, I'm like a 10-year James Toney past his best. We never got put down 10 years past his best either. So I'm really slippery and clever, really. And Deontay Wilder will not hit me clean. Definitely not. Yeah. But he might have a point while I'm trying to fucking get out of the way is a problem. But I don't worry about power now. I worry about skill and movement and speed. I don't worry about power and strength and all that because I can deal with all that. I worry about what I struggle with, and that's movement and boxing. If Wilder comes in a box, let's not forget Deontay Wilder, because he's still boxing though. That worries me far more than his power, to be honest.
You're confident you can beat this version of Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. This version of me, I think, is a problem for anyone. I'm not saying I'm the best heavyweight in the world, but I'm a problem for any heavyweight in the world. And I'm coming to my own now. I've got confidence. I'm a 18 and a half, 19 stone bloke who can punch a bit, who's clever and experienced and tough. And when I'm fit, I'm a hard man to beat, really, for anybody. I'm not saying I can beat everyone, but I can definitely give everyone a hard night's work, definitely, yeah.
Would you say that was been your problem in the past, maybe self-belief?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I do feel confident. I feel like going with anyone and giving them things to think about. I'll definitely give them something to think about, yeah. When I'm fit, I'm taking in 10 and 12 rounds. Every time, I'm taking it 10 and 12. And if I hit you, I ain't hard enough to cause you problems. I'm clever enough to make you miss. If I get older, I'm strong enough to give you something to worry about. So yeah, I've got all the attributes to give people things to worry about. I've just got to be fit and be on it. And there's no danger that I'm not happening now. I'm in this gym, so I really think I can get anyone to fight. Yeah, definitely.
I remember an old quote of yours. I think it was, "You're only 2 fights away from fighting Anthony Joshua."
I'm back there again now.
I suppose you are. You beat this next one. You beat Deontay Wilder, and you're right in there.
We're only 1 fight from Deontay Wilder now. That's the new one. Yeah. But I was only 2 from Joshua. The only problem was they were priced and Povetkin. So, but the Wilder fight is genuinely closer.
Yeah. And in terms of Eddie Hearn, how is your relationship these days? Because it's been a little up and down in the past.
You know what? We've always liked each other on a personal level, but it's business. And for years I was good for him, and for years I wasn't. So I understand that now. So Eddie's sound. Eddie now will do what's best for me because it's what's best for Matchroom as well. So that's all that matters. So I'm happy with where we're at, and he says he's going to make me a rich man and give us some big fights, and I'm happy with him. And, yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw that quote the other day. When you hear that kind of thing, how much? Obviously, you've got a young family now as well. How much?
Oh, no, it's massive. You know. We'll win that next fight. If we win that next fight, then life we will not much to worry about, and that's something I never thought I'd ever think about. Well, I like worry though at the same time, but I'm the kind of guy that could get beat by a journeyman. So I'm the guy that can knock good fighters spark out and then get beat by a journeyman the next fight. So, and I'm very aware of that. So yeah, boy, I've never been better. So I'm good.
From your conversations with Eddie, just how likely is it that Wilder fight will happen?
I think very likely, yeah.
Yeah.
But when in Sheffield, I think it's next. I think both parties are thinking as well, not just me and us. I think Wilder as well.
And I remember speaking to him, he said, from the numbers, Dave Allen's one of the biggest stars in British boxing.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think by social media numbers, yeah, I'm right up there, but it's just an odd thing to say, isn't it? Because, I never won a British title, so. But in boxing, it's a numbers game, really. So I'm big, as long as I'm a big name in Jack Catchall, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm one guy in the gym. That's all that matters.
But I told my dad this morning. I said, "I'm going up to Manchester to speak to a few boxers." I said all the names, and Dave Allen was the only one he knew.
Yeah. It's, I was always years ago. I was doing well. I think beating Johnny Fisher probably put me out to even bigger audience. He's all man of big names. So So yeah, with that comes big fights and big money, and that's what it's all about, really. So I'm over the moon, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll finish on. If you had to finish your career now, well, what is it you want to go out on? Is it just the money now, or is it that British title still?
I just want people to remember me as a good fighter. You know, one that never touched the canvas as well. That's a big deal to me. So probably got like anywhere between 2 and 5 fights left. And I want people to remember me as a very good fighter that never touched the canvas. So
Not that British title. Is that something?
yeah, nice, but
not important.
you know, madly enough, there's bigger fish to possibly fry at the minute. So I would like to circle back around to British title at some point, but I've got aspirations of bigger things, I guess. At the minute. Yeah, so that's a financial thing, but I have to think of the kids before I think of myself. And, you know, that wild fight's being the British title. So I don't know. Really, I'm just taking it one day at a time. It's hard to believe we're back here, really, because. But I retired 5 years ago, and now I'm sat here on the back of Deontay Wilder, so it's mad, isn't it?
Thank you so much for your time, Dave.
That's
Appreciate it.
Thank you.